The plot thickens. Devonport Army Barracks earmarked for closure. Big shake-up for cadets. Devonport's Army Barracks is earmarked for closure, with an opposition senator insisting the 44th Transport Quadrant must stay in the northwest. Oh, it'll be staying in the northwest. Excuse me. Any new development must facilitate this. Liberal Senator Richard Colbeck said after the Defence Department released a report recommending 68 of its properties, including 15 in Tasmania, should be sold or have their leases ended. The Kokoda Barracks in Devonport has been the base for the 44th Transport Squadron for generations to train Army Reservists and Army and Air Force cadets. Yeah, I know, I went through it. When I say I went through it, I'll pause there for a minute. About 15 years ago, I applied to become a driver, navigator, rifleman in the reserves. I pretty much duxed the state in everything. I was up against teenagers like 17, 18, 19-year-olds, early 20s. I beat them all in the beep test. I passed all the theory exams. Went into it with the attitude, okay, I've been shooting since I was 9. I've raced super sedans at the speedway. I know how to navigate, which I was taught by my World War II grandfather. But still will enter as if I know nothing. Because there's always something to learn. And if you enter into everything as if you know everything already, well, what was the point in going? You're just a goose. I went all the way through, right to the end, to the point I got to Launceston, and they were signing up to send me off to Kapuka, New South Wales, to go through the training. Oh, you didn't go to grade 10. You haven't got a grade 10 certificate, you can't go. Right. So everything you thrown at me, I passed. I could have gone had I done 2 years of adult education. For what? I already passed everything. Oh, you mean I'm not indoctrinated? I might think for myself. It's a different story. I'll get back to this in a minute. It's a different story when you want to stick ARs in back in the day it was M16s. When you want to stick long rifles and ARs and automatic weapons in people's hands who are not trained and sent off under conscription to another country to commit murder for economics reasons. I'm not interested in that. I wanted to be a reservist to defend my own country, to defend my people. It'll be a different story when it all goes to custody and they're looking to form our dad's armies again, isn't it? When we have to defend our own properties with what? Sticks and stones? Our own families, our own communities. With what? With what? Chicken wire? Back to the story. If we no longer have these local training depots, our defence capability and capacity could be put severely at risk. Well, given what I just told you, isn't it already? Someone who already knows how to care for firearms, how to use one safely, how to use one accurately and proficiently. Someone who knows how to drive quite well, someone who's not scared to break a nail and get dirty, who knows how to dig deeper. I'm that generation, you know, the X's. Local access to these facilities is a real factor enabling participation. Well, why do you discriminate? I don't get it. In a world full of DEI, diversity, equity, inclusivity, you discriminate. You will pull people out of prison when it comes down to it to go and murder or be murdered. See how ridiculous this is? The Burnie training depot was also on the chopping block. Defence said personnel based there would be relocated to a new multi-user facility in the region. That was an option for Devonport personnel, although Defence also said they could be relocated to a new facility being developed in Launceston. Labor Senator Carol Brown said, recognising the state's historic and current high level of commitment to military services, our government remains committed to recruitment and retention of personnel in Tasmania, Senator Brown said. Braddon Labor MHR Anne Urquhart said, Defence will retain a strong presence in Tasmania, including a footprint in northwest Tasmania, through a consolidation of the Burnie Training Depot and Devonport Training Depot to a new multi-user depot. I've only been trying to tell you this for the last 10 years. There will also be a major shake-up for cadets. Defence plans to leave some cadet training facilities in Devonport, Burnie and elsewhere in the state and co-locate the units or move their operations into community venues or schools. That incensed Deputy Premier Guy Barnett. He said the decision to close the Australian Navy Cadets training ship Sheehan facility in Devonport was particularly heartbreaking. Teddy Sheehan, VC, a proud Tasmanian, displayed remarkable courage on December, we know, he strapped himself to a machine gun and went down with the ship. Literally strapped himself to it because he'd already copped the bullet. He went down with the ship firing. That's courage. Today's decision to walk away from the facility, named in his honour, so close to his hometown, is deeply disrespectful and will limit opportunities for those who wish to follow in his footsteps. Devonport RSL President Shona Coopers, a former 44th member, said it was important the Army Reserve units stayed in the region. She said it was important because the reservists and the others around the state represent the actual community, so the reservists are the community. What are we seeing here? I know the Sheens. I went to school with some of the Sheens in Latrobe. Vicky Sheen was in my class. It is important for people to feel connected through the area they're actually serving, Ms. Coopers said. It makes a big difference. Ms. Cooper said the defence community was not happy about the plans going by what she had heard. It's probably the way it's been reported so far. Very in your face, she said. Without all the information, it's very hard to make any informed decisions. They'd come up with a new plan every year when I was with 44 Transport Squadron. State Industry Minister Felix Ellis, State Industry Minister as well now, so he's Minister for Police, Housing, State Industry, what else? Why don't you just go back to being the Minister for Plumbing in Burnie and just start plumbing again, because he's not much good at anything else. I heard he's a pretty damn good plumber though. Tasmania has a proud record of military service, and we need to be assured the plan is in the best interest of our local Defence Force personnel and future capacity. I will raise concerns with the federal government about the impact of these closures in the northwest and northeast communities with no permanent or alternative facilities confirmed. The Tasmanian government is supportive of any move that makes more land available for housing, and we will be seeking to ensure we work in partnership with the Commonwealth to increase the island's housing stock. This is what they call socially engineering to manufacture consent. Get everyone hopping up and down about something, about how bad it'll be if we lose it, which manufactures consent to increase on it. How many times have I got to tell you what's going on with Burnie, with Wivenhoe becoming a military base? What do you think's going to happen with Acton School when it moves to Penguin, the support school? It's going to be accommodation. It's going to be housing. First off, we're going to have the Marinus link. This is my prediction. Do I know this for an absolute fact? No. But this is the picture that's being formed. We're going to have the Marinus link, which is all for data, and energy's the secondary motive, believe me. It's to hook up a link between Tasmania, King Island and the mainland, to tap that oh so precious petroleum basin off the coast of King Island, to support probably naval. You see, Burnie's got the deepest port. But why do you think all the Navy vessels came here over the last few years and made all those visits? Why do you think that is? It's the only port around here that can take them. They can park out by the breakwall, a little bit further out off the shelf for the bigger ships. They can come in and restock. Likelihood is they're probably going to build a submarine cove, submarine tunnels. We won't know because it's all going to be underwater. What do you think the big courthouse is for? What do you think what's going on? Why do you think all the housing is being left to go to absolute fucking shit? And Felix Ellis wants to talk about housing, the Minister of Housing and Police and State Industry. Why is the one person in charge of all the things related to military, but not military itself? Why do you think Giovanna Simpson is going to become the mayor? A member of the Liberal coalition, but not a local member of Parliament anymore. But she's still a member for the Liberal Party, just not a local member of Parliament. Which is why she needed so desperately to vote that fella in. She needed him to be voted in. We need to get him in, she said to my face. After I was, just before she admitted to me that they're building a 15-minute digital smart city. I said, gee, that sounds pretty scary. How do people like that, like me, cope with that, who aren't going to sign up for it? What do I do? How do I feed my kids if I'm not going to go digital currency and digital ID? Like, I'm opposed to that. And I don't have wiggle room on that. I'm sorry. Not sorry. There is no wiggle room for me on that. I'm not going to negotiate. I don't negotiate with domestic terrorists within our own government. Why do you think the showgrounds aren't in Wivenhoe anymore? Put the pieces together, people. Why do you think Elphingston is the guy that ended up in the military contract, the military industrial complex for the state? With drone tanks. Are we with you in a sec? What do you want?
No, it's the same. No, they do that.
You come in and distracted me first.
I'm sorry.
I love it how you do that. Not. That's alright, I'll be with you in a
I
sec.
thought you were talking on the phone.
On the phone?
Yeah.
How often do I talk on the phone?
Not really.
No, it's in there pulled apart in the metal cabinet.
Yeah, keep on going with that, okay?
Man, alright. Bugger. Yeah. Shit. Where was I? Of course, it's Sean Ford reporting on this, you know, Hey Sean, say good day to Joe, why don't you? Why are you there? Joe who? Joseph Goebbels, the propagandist. You know, Sean, the mouthpiece for the council, the gravy in the sandwich, so that we can swallow the barbed wire. Yeah, it's easier to swallow bullshit when it's smothered in gravy. Why do you think the council won't actually tell you what the developments are, what the projects are, they're approved projects? It's just for sustainability. Sustainability of what? They're all open and shut door answers that actually open the door, look inside, it's empty. Shut it again. Lock it. Why? Because we don't want you to ask those questions. Another empty answer that sounds like something. Look inside, there's nothing in it. The open and shut door, empty answers. Notice. If you notice this notice, you will notice that this notice isn't worth noticing. End of notice. Important notice. Same as before. You've been caught napping, people. Come on. Wakey, wakey.